It's Andrew Schatkin showtime. Andrew, are you ready for our topic today?
I am ready for a topic today. We are going to talk about our system based on money and why I have problems with it.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Okay, our system in the United States, I think more so than ever, is focused on money. And there are parts of the world, we are a materialist society, Neil. We are focused on getting that next car, getting the next Lexus, getting your girlfriend a fancy girlfriend, whatever. However, our society does give us a chance, a starting point, as you point out, to either, if you have an idea, you can take it forward, whether Kentucky Fried Chicken or Starbucks or whatever. But there are sections of the world which have not embraced this position, such as Cuba and North Korea. And frankly, they're really backward. They are economically in trouble. However, I have to say this, I have certain problems with this soul, greed, and money culture. And I think the problem for me is that when we are solely focused on money, the task is degraded. For example, if a doctor is so, do you want to go to a doctor? I ask you this, Neil. You're my partner in this show.
Right.
If you want to go to a doctor who just wants your money,
No.
you want to go to a doctor who is focused on effecting a cure,
Yes.
whatever ails you. So if we have a society where people are solely focused on getting as much money as possible, whether a lawyer, a doctor, or accountant, I don't think that's good. I don't think it's a society which is terrible successful. I don't think people who are solely focused on money in their work are desirable.
Agree.
I think it's a bad idea. However, what do you think? For example, give me an example of a focus on money which leads to disaster. Have you ever gone to a mechanic in a garage where you had a problem with your car? You ever do that?
Mechanic of the garage problem.
Garage, yeah. You went to a garage to get your car fixed. How often have you experienced this? I ask you this, Neil. Has that mechanic said to you, you need a brake job?
Yes.
You know, they haven't looked into it. They haven't put any work to find out what's wrong with the car. They just want to get you to pay something, correct?
Correct.
Do you think a brake job is a lie?
Don't know.
But they do say that, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They do often. And so,
So your biggest issue is that everything's about money in the society.
I don't. Yes, I have an issue with it, and sometimes this desire for money results in a kind of fraudulent, as I described to you in the brake job issue, a fraudulent issue. The person, everybody wants to. We have a society where making money is the goal. However, I disagree with that. I think with you on this show, your object is to inform people in some way of some truth and facts. It may bring money, it may not bring money, but that is your goal, correct?
Yes.
And I think that, for example, let me give you an example of money being a phony issue.
Okay.
Many politicians, you say this, I don't know whether they write their own books. Maybe they're great writers. I wouldn't know. George Bush wrote a book, didn't he? Called Decisions.
Right.
And you know, the lost celebrities and movie stars claim to write books, don't they?
Right.
But do you credit that to be true? They actually wrote the books?
Sometimes not.
But is a possibility that in their desire for money or to be big in the world, they are claiming to write books. Is that a possibility? They lay claim to it.
Definite possibility. Yes.
Okay, but do you think so? In our culture, people in their great desire to have money will make claims about themselves that are lies, correct?
Correct.
They claim to be an expert, perhaps. Yeah. You want to go to a person who makes that claim without any basis
so many people that are willing to put themselves out there, and I never claim to make people money because that makes no sense because everybody's different. If you put out there, I've been able to make clients X amount of dollars. Like I found out one guy was able to sell 100 books on my show. Am I going to put, you come on my show, you'll sell 100 books. People have come on my show, have sold 100 books. If I put that claim on a website or different things, everyone will think they come on my show, they'll sell 100 books. So they'll be willing to pay for it, right, Andrew? So
That's
that's
right.
the biggest problem I have is everyone wants to create this system. Well, my course has helped make certain people amount of money. And I
It
don't
has.
like that. And we don't know what I'm just saying. So why put yourself out there? Because every person is different. As I know, every walk of life, so many people are still trying to figure out the lay of the land of what they can do to make money. If most businesses, if only
Will they
10%
lie about themselves to do it?
they lie about themselves. Do we have proof? Where's the proof you've been able to make this person money? Where in your course is it shown you spent $3,000? And then and I had an argument with somebody on Clubhouse about that. And I'm like, dude, you show me proof. Proof's in the pudding. If it is true that you've been able to do it, you should be
People,
a millionaire.
people want to make the. You say this, Neil. You see if you agree with me or not. Many people want to make themselves big in the eyes of others.
Correct. But you have to do that because that's how you get people's attention.
That's how you also get paid. If people
Correct.
think you're big and important,
They'll pay
maybe
you.
they'll pay you.
But then they're going to pay you what you're worth, and they're going to pay in the long run in the end. So
And
all these things.
do you think a person is necessarily worth what they charge?
No, and that's where I hate to do that. I like to look at making sure the client's affordable. Like for example, publicists last 3 months average with a client because they charge $1,500 to $3,000 to $5,000, while social media manager would charge a lot less. Will not put as much time into it, but then the ROI, they still have a better chance for their ROI. I mean, I think that I look at so many businesses say, well, what makes people want to buy that with so much competition? What makes people? But it's all about money. And if you could talk people into buying your product and service,
That's what salesmen do.
right?
Car salesman managers, that is their job to convince people to pay.
So to finish up this topic, what do you want to summarize?
Let me say this. Many people in our society, they will bring money to the point as a factor that they will choose a mate based on his income and wealth, correct?
Correct. It's all about money and women.
It's all about money. Women, and maybe guys too, maybe they want a wealthy woman too. It's easier, you know.
I
I
don't think
think
you're going
there's
to
many
find that.
guys who want a wealthy woman.
And it's I think the professional women that have a lot of money guys are intimidated. They want to be the
But
one. They want to
if
be the
they're
breadwinner.
smart, they'll go for that person because it's that person's going to make it easier for them.
Okay.
But
So to finish up
let me
the
ask you
topic,
this.
summers.
But where there is money in a relationship, I say this and I say it seriously, there is no love.
Okay.
There's
So
the love of money, but not the love of that person.
all right. So Andrew, ShatkinShow.com. We have to really look in money and more options. And then next week's YouTube channel episode, we'll continue with that conversation. All right, Andrew.
Let's continue with this topic on the next show.
All right. Okay. That was the Shatkin Show, guys.